Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to build a general mob farm. Some of you might have seen the single tower general mob farm that I released in May 2022 or the big 20k general mob farm that I released in April 2023. This new design is a mashup between these two, aimed at being a single tower compact design which has the ability to deliver XP to the player. Without further ado, let's dive straight into it. First, let's review the layout. The layout is identical to the one I used in the 20k general mob farm. It uses water streams on top of scaffolding in order to carry mobs to a 5x5 drop chute in the middle. In order to catch spiders and baby zombies, which are too short to get caught into the water streams and as a consequence tend to hog their spot in the mob cap, we use bubble columns with soul sand blocks placed strategically so that no mob can walk more than a few blocks in a straight line without getting pushed upwards. Our soul sand blocks are placed every 4 blocks laterally, like so, and then every 2 blocks diagonally from the corner here. The drop chute is 5x5 with water being carried over the edge so that spiders can't catch onto the walls and climb back up. With this design, we sacrifice a few spawning spots, but in exchange we kill spiders faster, which in the long run leads to a net gain. Let's review how to place the water streams on top of scaffolding to push mobs towards the drop chute. First, we need to place scaffolding on each and every block of our spawnable platforms except for those where we have soul sand underneath. For those, we just use a placeholder block such as slime. Then, we need to place more placeholder blocks in the following pattern created by Rufus Atticus. First, make a square around the second block of your spawning platforms. Then here place 2 blocks. Here again place 2 blocks. Here again place 2 blocks, and again here. Then you can place your water source blocks next to the slime, like so. When this is done, you can safely remove the placeholder blocks. And normally, the water should flow towards the central part of the platform, which is our drop chute. Once you have removed all of the placeholder blocks, you can remove the placeholders that are above your soul sand blocks and replace them with water source blocks to create bubble columns. Now that this is done, we need to use fence gates in order to stop the water from flowing down here. So place fence gates next to the last scaffolding of each side. Like so. And don't forget to open the fence gates. And voila, this is done. Now let's review the trident killer. The trident killer is here. First, let's see how it works. The way the trident killer works is by using pistons pushing tridents laterally into a block. Here I'm using glass, but you could use a solid block. Underneath, we use a second row of pistons and tridents in order to kill spiders and baby zombies. You may have noticed I talk a lot about spiders and baby zombies in this video. This is because they are the main culprits causing low rates in poorly designed farms that don't do anything to deal with them. So let's kill a few mobs. And if I turn mob loot back on, you will see the items and the XP flowing outside of the trident killer. This is thanks to the fact the bottom tridents land on an upper position trapdoor, which allows items and XP to flow underneath itself. The items and the XP are then carried by water streams. Here it's just a mock-up, but you could make it as long as you need. The items are sent into a sorting system and the XP is delivered to the player. The tridents here will preferably be enchanted with Impaling 5 so that they can kill mobs in one shot, but this is not a requirement. Just know that your rates will be slightly lower if you don't enchant them. The pistons are activated by a very simple clock using 2 repeaters on 1 tick each, going into a solid block with a redstone torch and a button. Let me place a button on top of it in order to spawn proof it. Throwing the tridents is very simple. All you need to do is throw the tridents directly into your pistons and then place a block in front of them, leaving a gap of 1 block here. So it's very simple, but there's a caveat. They're not easy to rethrow in the event you should need it. So the design is not ideal for shared ownership. The actual TK used in the farm is this. Here the glass represents the concrete that we used here. So it starts around here and uses cacti in order to kill spiders in the event they should try and climb back up. There is also a ledge here so that spiders can climb over the cacti. So if a spider manages to catch onto a wall here and climb back up, it will get killed by the cacti. There are 7 pistons per row here, so we use a total of 14 tridents. The water stream here is 9 blocks long, so it has to start at the upper block here, on the second block from the bottom here. Inside of the TK we use hay bales. The reason for that is that there currently is a bug which makes mobs take falling damage when they land into 1 block high of water. So some mobs would die if they landed on regular blocks, so we need to use hay bales. Here we have a row of open fence gates. The reason for these open fence gates is that I noticed sometimes an issue with the water streams which would become diverted towards the sides here and here. I do not know what caused the water streams to become diverted, but I know this safely prevents the issue from occurring. Now let's have a look at the delivery system. The delivery system starts here after this ice block and carries items and XP towards this portion here. The items are taken into a set of sorters here, regular sorters, by a hopper line, which ends with two non-stackable filters here. Very simple non-stackable filters, which destroy the armor and bows and stuff like that. The XP keeps floating into this bubble column here and gets taken straight to the AFK spot where the player can collect it. Now let's take a look at the farm itself. You will immediately notice that the tower is cut in half with a second trident killer right in the middle, here. This is an idea that was suggested to me by Golden Helmet, so thanks to him. This allows us to distribute mobs more evenly between the two parts of the contraption, leading to faster kills. We have 6 spawning layers in the bottom portion of the tower and 7 layers in the top portion. The roof is made of tinted glass. You could also use regular glass just above your spawning platform here, and then have a roof made of leaves 7 blocks above the last spawning platform of your farm. The roof also extends 7 blocks in each direction from the last spawning spot here. The items and the XP from the top trident killer are delivered into the same water streams as those from the bottom trident killer. The trident killers are activated only when the player is at the AFK spot, thanks to the use of this pressure plate here. The TKs are, however, relog proof, so they shouldn't break if you accidentally forget to leave the AFK spot before you log out of the game. The AFK spot itself is located right in front of the central block of your spawning platforms. It is located exactly 20 blocks above the lowest spawning platform. So the lowest spawning platform here is at y equals 64, and this is at y equals 84, and 23 blocks away from the outer wall of your tower. So let's see it in action for a short while. Here you can see the XP and items flowing into the sorting system and the water bubble column here, which will soon deliver the XP to me, as it has started to flow right now. As for rates, this farm produces an average of about 7,500 stackable items per hour, along with around 74 levels of XP. If you want to take a closer look or test the farm for yourself, there is a world download in the description. And that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.